questions. How do you pick good asparagus?
That's a great question. First of all, the bottoms always need to be white. If they're brown, they're old. If the tips are still close together, they're nice and fresh. And no wrinkled skin, okay? If it's wrinkled, they're starting to dehydrate. So that's how you look for them. Also, never ever buy the really skinny asparagus.
Really?
Yeah, they're like dental floss.
I heard those were better.
No, they're not. They're the beginning of the crop, okay? And they're not better. And never ever buy the really big fat ones that are, I don't know, as fat as a big carrot because they're very watery.
Gotcha.
So what we're going to do is you always prepare them. You want to wash them and dry them first.
Okay.
Because we're going to put oil on them. If there's water on them and you don't dry them off, then the oil will kind of spit out at you. You're going to snap them at Nature's Snap.
Okay.
And go ahead and snap that one.
Okay.
And we have about a pound of asparagus.
Snap.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, now you're going to put a little olive oil on that and toss them.
And I notice you don't really measure things.
No, just
You're
about
a little
a
bit of this, a
tablespoon.
little bit of that.
Yeah, just a tablespoon.
So,
just enough to coat it, okay? And remember that an ounce of oil is equal to an ounce of chocolate, and I'd rather have the ounce of chocolate, wouldn't you? We're going to have that in our brownies.
But we're not going to put that on this.
Okay, now what you're going to do, a smidge of, I'm going to put this on my hand, just a smidge of Lowry seasoned salt. It doesn't have any MSG. We're going to throw that on there.
Okay.
And a smidge of garlic salt.
So a smidge, no
yeah, just a
tablespoons.
smidge. No, like an eighth of a teaspoon, barely. Okay, and just toss that around. The oil on the asparagus helps the seasonings adhere to it and stick. Okay, I have my oven on broil. I have the rack close to the broiler, and now I have a sheet or a jelly roll sheet lined with parchment paper. No reason for the parchment paper except I'm lazy on cleanup. I don't know about you.
I was going to ask, do I need parchment paper?
Yeah, or foil, or just wash it really well. Okay, lay these out. They don't have to be perfect, and our oven is set on broil, and we're going to put those in the oven on broil for 3 minutes on each side.
Okay.
Okay, and that's all they take because they continue to cook, okay? And if they're really small, maybe 2 minutes on each side. But remember, they will continue to cook. Okay, we're going to need something for our asparagus. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you have a favorite salad dressing, you can just put that on.
Right.
But we already have a little bit of oil on them, right? We're broiling them with some seasoning salt. So what I like to do, and what's really kind of in the food world, is we take a jug of this balsamic vinegar, and I bought this at Trader Joe's. It's one of my favorite. But you boil it down in a saucepan.
And you literally use the entire jug.
I use the entire, there's like 34 ounces of this. Boiled it down until we got a cup, okay? And
am I wimpy or what? My eyes were watering when you were boiling.
Yeah, that's the acid, and what we do is we boil all the water out, and we get the yummy, luscious flavor of the real sweet balsamic grape. So 34 ounces to about 1 cup, and look at how thick that is.
Like a syrup.
It is. It's like a syrup. It kind of imitates a true traditional Tuscan balsamic, okay?
Nice.
And we're just going to drizzle this on our cooked asparagus and top it with some Parmesan cheese, and mwah, it's going to be delicious, and it's healthy and good for us, okay?
How did you know when it was done?
Well, when it's done, you just dip a spoon in, and it coats the spoon. It looks like that yucky cough medicine you probably give your little girl.
Right?
Okay, exactly. But it doesn't taste like that. That's the secret.
All right.
Jen, you know what? I made a little error. Let's not use parchment paper. It's started to burn and smoke. Use foil to line your pan. Now what she's going to do is she's going to drizzle that yummy balsamic over the asparagus, and you're going to see it's going to kind of disintegrate into the lettuce that's underneath. And then she's going to dust it. That's perfect. With some Parmesan Reggiano cheese. Just a dusting, which is probably about 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon, however much you want. You could use goat cheese, you could use feta cheese, but Parmesan and goat is the best. And then she's going to take some toasted pine nuts and just drizzle those over, and we're good to go. If it were summer and we had our wonderful tomatoes, we could chop up some fresh cherry tomatoes and put that on top. It'd look a little Christmassy, but boy, is that good with the balsamic.
This is beautiful. It looks so rich,
and
that
this
vinegar.
It is, and this is yummy, good for you, and anybody can do this, right?
Anybody.
Right.
I just proved that if I can do it, you can do it.
Right.